Alright, so in this video, I'm going to show you our exact cold outbound calling system that we use to book 120 appointments every single month. Now, if you're someone who's nervous on calls and doesn't know how to get people to book an appointment with you, this video will help, because in this video, I'm going to go through the exact fundamentals that we use to persuade the person on the call and make sure that they actually buy from us. And this video I'm just gonna pull the entire curtain and show you what's going on backstage. Okay, I'm gonna show you the exact script that we're using. I'm gonna show you exactly what we're doing to persuade the person and how we're persuading the other person, because it's not about what you say, it's about what they say, and I'll explain that in a bit. By the way, I'm Assam. I have an agency that books appointments for our clients, and we usually do 120 appointments every single month. Okay, so let's get into the video. So firstly, I want to start out by doing some fundamentals, like building you from the ground up, showing you what principles guide cold outbound calling, and then I want to dive into the specific scripts that I have for you, and then this is essentially all you need to crush it in cold outbound calling. And I'm really excited to show you this, because once you see this, bro, once you have these fundamentals dialed in, and once you have a script to follow every single time, then you have a system that can be consistent, and you can just give this away to a appointment setter that you hire. Like this video, you can just give it away to them, and then this will train them as well. So it's an asset. So now let's get into the fundamentals here quickly. Okay, so first thing, really important, what you say doesn't matter. Okay, I'll say this again, what you say doesn't matter. In cold outbound calling, bro, they don't give a shit about what you say. I'm not gonna lie to you. Okay, being very frank, if you just say to them, oh, this will help you so much, our lead generation service will help you do this, do that, they don't give a shit. Okay, they don't give a fuck. Okay, it only matters if they say it. Okay, let me explain. So if you tell them, okay, my lead generation thing will help you do this, this, and that, then you're like, okay, cool, man, that sounds like every other cold caller or lead gen agency. If they say it to you, then that's a big thing. Okay, and I'm going to show you exactly how to get them to say that. Okay, so this gets me to my next point, which is asking questions. Because when you ask questions, it does two things. It makes them feel heard, that someone else cares about their problem. And then the second thing it does is that if you're good at it, you can get them to say stuff that makes them more likely to buy from you, right? And I'm gonna get into this. It gets really deep and it gets really Machiavellian, but this is how this stuff works. Okay, I'm not gonna lie to you. You have to get them to say stuff that will make them more likely to buy from you, and you do that by asking questions. And I have all these questions here for you in the script here, so don't worry about that. We're gonna get there. Okay, but for now, all you have to remember in your mind is that just you cannot just speak when you're doing sales or outbound calls. You are not the person speaking alone. You're speaking for 40%, 30% of the time. All you're doing is asking them questions, so that way you can get them to say the stuff that you want to hear from them, right? You want to be looking for their pains, you want to be looking for their desires, you want to be looking for what they think about your service, all that kind of good stuff. Okay, and which gets me to my next point, is have a dynamic pitch. Okay, because if you have a generic pitch, it becomes very dead, very scripted. Because if you're doing cold calls or outbound calls, you're probably doing north of 100 every single day, right? Anything less is very less, in my opinion, right? You're doing north of 100 calls a day, right? And if you say the same script, let's say the pickup rate is 30%, if you say the same pitch for 20 to 25 times a day, then you're just going to become you're naturally unconsciously going to become very monotonous with that script. Okay, that just happens. It's not I'm not saying that you are not skilled enough. I'm just saying that it just happens with everyone. It's if you don't put effort into thinking what you're going to say, and it's just coming out like a routine, then it's just going to sound to someone who's to the other person, it's going to sound very scripted. Because it's not going to be you can't, I'm not saying that there's no other way you can do this. I'm just saying that there's a better way to do it. Because if you keep your pitch dynamic, it does two things. It makes it sound less scripted, and the second thing it does, that you can customize it to their pains, their desires, their current situation, which is really key if you're doing cold calls. Okay, if you're doing cold outbound calls, if you're doing cold calls, the highest leverage thing you have is just showing them that you understand them and you have something that is going to help them specifically in their specific situation, and it's going to help them to get to their desired situation. And you know that because you have asked them questions about their current situation, which makes you feel like you are the person who can actually help them. And this is why we ask questions as well, because we want to make them feel like someone's there, someone's listening to them. And this is really key, because like I see like a lot of people, they're just like, when they're cold calling, they're just some people are like weird, man. They just start the call with their fucking pitch. Like, they pick up the phone and they're like, oh, I'm just reaching out to a landscaper here. Are you guys looking for more leads? No, they're not gonna give a shit. They're just gonna be like, okay, cool, bye. Okay? So if you want them to listen to you, you gotta start by asking them questions about their situation, and then naturally flowing into your pitch. Just be like, oh yeah, to me it just seems like, and then pitch, right? From the conversation we've had so far, it just seems like, and then pitch, okay? And I've got the entire script for you, so we're gonna get into that. But like, I just want you to keep in mind, you cannot just have the same pitch every single cold call, because like if you do that, then you have to make like a lot of cold calls. There's 200, 300 a day. But if you do it this way, you make less calls, but the calls are more quality, okay? So let's get into the next point. Never assume anything. Like, this is a big one. I see a lot of people fuck this one up. They assume things and the prospects get pissed off and then they hang up, right? Always keep in mind during any sales conversation that you're having, cold outbound, cold call, sales call, anything, never assume shit. Like, you cannot just be like assuming stuff, because every prospect is different, okay? And it doesn't help you in any way. Okay, it doesn't help you in any way, right? It hurts you, because like if you assume something and it turns out to be wrong, then they're pissed off and they hang up, or like they just close off emotionally, right? So you just don't want to be doing that. Instead, you can just be like, oh, I don't like assuming, so I'm gonna just presume, or I'm gonna just ask. Like, just ask them. Just be like, I hate assuming, so I will just ask, right? You can come up in any way. Like, if you're asking about, hey, is this like, how many appointments are you guys booking? And they're like, oh, we're booking 2 appointments a week. And you cannot just assume and be like, oh, that's a bad thing, because like it might be a beginner who cannot handle two appointments, more than 2 appointments a week, right? Or it might be a big agency, but they're just going through operational stuff, and that's why they cannot handle more than 2 appointments. You cannot assume anything, right? You just ask. You just be like, okay, I hate assuming, so I'm gonna just ask. Are you happy with that? And then they'll tell you, okay, yeah, we're happy with that because we're working on operations right now. Or they'll tell you, oh no, we're not happy with that, right? So don't assume, just ask them, okay? Now, the next one, and this one is like really key, because the mindset that you have while cold calling is really important. Because here's the thing, if you let their hate get to your head, then you just fucked. Because like every new call is different. Like every other call that you make is a new fresh start, right? So you can't let the hate or like the rejection from the previous call get to your head, okay? You cannot let people being rude to you affect you in any way, okay? It's just a lead on the screen. I'm gonna say it again. It's just a fucking lead on the screen, okay, bro? So let's just don't let it affect you, okay? That's all it is. It's just a fucking lead on the screen and their subjective opinion about your product. That's all rejection is, okay? That's all it is. So treat it like that, okay, bro? And the next one just flows right into this one. If they judge you or they reject you, they're not rejecting you as a person. They're rejecting your offer. Okay, so if you just go up to a landscaper and you call them and then you be like, oh, we're doing lead gen for landscaper, or you pitch them, right? And they're like, oh, that's the worst thing I've ever heard, go fuck yourself. And if they say that to you, they're not saying that to you personally, they're saying that to your offer. So you can take that as feedback and improve your offer, or just like act accordingly and be like, okay, this lead maybe just didn't need appointments, or they didn't need leads, right? So never, ever, 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 ever let rejection decide your mood, okay, bro? Rejection, all it is, bro, is just like people giving their subjective opinions about your offer. That's it. That's all it is. Okay. Now, the next like 4 points that I have here are gonna help you with sales and appointment booking both. Okay. So the next one is conviction. Conviction will get you 80% of the way there. Okay. Because if you have bold, deep conviction in your product, man, nothing is gonna hold you back. Because here's the thing. Let's take me for example. I genuinely believe that my product will solve the problem that my niche faces. I genuinely believe that if I talk to an agency owner and if I feel like I can help them book more appointments, I will be there for them. Like, I will make sure that they get the appointments, because if I was not sure, I wouldn't work with them in the first place, right? So if I'm talking to an agency owner So if I'm talking to an agency owner whom I know that I can help, I won't be like, oh yeah, I do genuinely believe that we can help you. It's a really good fit. We are going to get you the appointments, right? If you say it like that, no one's going to believe you, okay? If I believe someone is the perfect fit for HRA acquisition and I genuinely believe that I can help them, I will just be like, okay man, from the conversation that we've had here so far, I genuinely believe that this product will help you, bro. Because if I didn't feel that way, I wouldn't pitch you. I wouldn't tell you that this is a fit. I would just tell you, okay, man, this is not a fit. But as I said, from the conversation we've had here, I genuinely believe that if we were to move forward, we will get you the appointments and you will have 120 appointments by the end of the 90 days. Because in your niche, man, we're booking like 2 to 3 appointments every single day. Okay? So when you come in, I want you to be sure that this will work for you and you will get the appointments. And I genuinely believe that. And if you say that to someone, bro, they will believe you. And you cannot fake that. That just comes from your heart, man. If you just don't believe in your product, you can do anything you want. You won't be able to say it. You won't be able to say shit with conviction, bro. So if you want to have conviction, you just got to have a better product, or you got to believe in yourself that you will fix, or you will figure it out for the client. Like, you just need to know with all your might that you will fix this problem for your client. And if you have that, you have conviction, like, you don't even need a script at that point, bro. You're good to go. Like, you have that in your heart, because sales, like, if I can put it plainly, sales is just a transfer of emotion. That's all it is, okay? All you're doing is transferring your emotion, your conviction, your confidence in your product to the prospect. So you're doing, okay? And yeah, this is the next point that I'm going to cover here. Sales is a transfer of confidence. Like, that's all it is. Yeah, if you believe in your product, bro, the person in front will believe you as well. Because in sales, all you're doing is you are in your frame and the prospect is in your frame. And all both of you are doing, and both of you are competing with each other, and the one who gets the other person to come in their frame wins. Okay? So if you are in like extreme confidence, and if you're in this frame here, and the prospect is like uncertain and doesn't know how to fix their problem, and if you're balls deep certain that you can fix their problem, then they'll be like, yes, this is my guy. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna listen to him. And it's just we're humans, man. It's like, if you're convicted in your thing, people will feel that. Okay, people will fucking feel that, and they'll be like, yeah, I feel it. If you're with someone who's like very certain and very confident, you can sometimes just feel it that way, right? That's what you want to come across, right? So if you're on a call and you're asking these questions about themselves, and if you're like, oh yeah, this is what you do, how you do it, and you know their pains, when you go to pitch them, you gotta be certain that you will fix their problem. And if you are not certain, then that is the problem, bro. I would first fix that. Like, I would first figure out why you are not certain, and I would like fix that problem, become certain first, and that can be like improving your service or like getting better results or all that kind of stuff. But like becoming certain first and then going into like pitching people, and because once you have that conviction, bro, everything becomes very easy. I'm like, yeah, man, you just gotta have a good product and have more conviction in it. That's like the base fundamentals of sales, man. Because if that's sorted, everything is sorted. Now, this one is like really, I see a lot of people fuck this up. It's like, you don't have to sell the benefits of your product. You just don't, okay? All you have to sell, you don't have to sell the features of your product. You just don't. You have to sell the benefits of it, like the benefits that the prospects will experience after they start working with you. Does that make sense? It's like, you don't tell them, oh, we will be making this for you, we will be doing these many calls for you, we will be running the ads for you. No one gives a shit. They don't fucking care. They're not like, oh yeah, you're gonna spend 10 hours running ads for me? Take my $250. Take my money. They're not gonna be that. They're not gonna be that way. All they care about is the results. Like, if you're in the high ticket space, all the prospects that you deal with care about is the results. So you don't have to tell them, oh, we're gonna be looking at your ads for 10 hours a day, and we're gonna have this fucking VA calling leads every single day for you. No, they don't give a shit. All you have to pitch them about is like, let's say you're talking to a landscaper. All you have to say is like, okay, if we were to move forward here, man, all I can promise you is you will get 10 to 20 leads every single month flowing right to your business, and you don't even have to chase the leads. We will have a lead generation. We will have a person from our sales team call the lead for you. So call the lead for you and qualify the lead for you. So all you have to do, man, is show up to the estimate and close the jobs. And if you say that, like, it's just like they're imagining themselves just being like, okay, I don't have to chase the leads, I don't have to get the leads in the first place. All I have to do is just show up to the estimates and close the jobs. I'm good. They've already imagined that just by you saying that, okay? This is really powerful. Like,
Okay, this is really powerful. Okay, so I would suggest that you put this in your script, like pitch right now. Like, look at your pitch and just be like, what aspects of this pitch are features, not benefits, and just remove the features and just replace them with the benefits that the prospect gets as a result of those features. Right now, this one role play is like pretty straightforward. This one was like something I was really good at, and that's why I would like to say that I improved so fast. Is like role playing. I would role play every fucking day, like every single day with anyone I could find. Like not like my parents or family or friends, but like business owners, right? I knew a lot of them. So like I would like role play with different people every single day. Like all my goal was like do sales and then practice sales. And if I did these two things every single day, I would say like that was a good day, because like if I did these two things, I was improving in sales, and if I'm improving in sales, I will be closing more clients, right? So role plays are really key. If you can find a partner to role play with, if you can find someone to role play with, it massively changes your results, because you will have someone to be accountable to, you will have someone you can relate to, and essentially you just don't feel lonely. Like in the beginning, I can say from my experience, it was very, very lonely for me. I didn't know what I was doing. So if I had a YouTube video like this that I could watch and be like, yeah, this is what I should be doing, that would be really fucking helpful. I mean, like I could have searched YouTube, but it's like, no, nothing can replace a person who you can relate with, right? Because like, if you can relate to someone, you can share your pains with them, you can share your problems, you feel heard, right? And at the end of the day, bro, we're all humans. We all need someone to relate to, right? So yeah, if you have someone, if you have someone to like do this stuff with, it just becomes less lonely. And yeah, you can like, it's really easy in today's day and age to find people who you can relate with. Like you can join school groups. You can comment below this video and just be like, okay, someone need a role play partner. You can just comment below this video, you'll get someone, right? It's really easy. Like you can join a school group. Like there are a lot of school groups as well. Like it's not that hard, okay? But just find someone to role play with, because role plays are like training for athletes. Like literally, all you're doing is just practicing your skills, which is like all you need to do, right? Now, let's get into the script. This is the part that you were probably waiting for. Okay, so this exact script, okay, that I'm going to go through. This script has booked north of 500 appointments, and I'm not kidding here. 500 appointments. This is within like 3 to 4 months. Okay, so this is like a really powerful script, and just like if you follow the script, you're good to go. Okay, this script plus this conviction part, if you have that, bro, you're way above all of your competition, bro. You're like way above. Okay, so all you need to beat your competition is conviction in your product and a predictable process, like a script or a system that you can get people to buy that stuff from. If you do that, you're good to go. Okay, some tips. Okay, slow down and speak clearly. Okay, this was a really big one for me, because like I speak really fast. Okay, and while I'm talking right now, I try to speak slower, but I'm like really fast, because like and I realized that when I was on cold calls and other calls as well, it's like I used to speak so fast, it's like I used to say stuff do like a fucking machine gun, and the person in front was like, what the fuck did you just say? And I was like, I had to repeat myself, and then I realized might as well just slow down and speak clearly, right? So I just, if you're like me and you speak really fast, this one is like really key. So just do that. Speak a bit slower and clearer. Okay. Yeah. And this one is like big, bro. It's like smile. Like if you smile and speak, bro, it just changes your tone completely, bro. It's like when you're just like this and you speak like a monotone guy, and you don't know, and the person in front doesn't know what you're saying, and you're pitching, and you're also like asking questions, and you don't know, like no one gives a shit if you speak like that, right? So smiling was like the first step that I took towards speaking more fluently and articulately, and it's just like a very big thing, and it's just like a big shift in your tonality as well. It's like when you smile and speak, people can notice that, right? So yeah, even if you don't feel like smiling, even if you're like at the worst days of cold calling, just making your face like this and speaking, it's just like changes your tone, man. Just try it, and you'll feel the difference. Okay, have the same energy throughout the sentence. Okay, this is a big one. It's like if you're reading a sentence, like a pitch, if you're pitching someone, you can't just be like, oh, so what we're doing is we come in and help you guys get those leads, so that way you don't have to reach out to the leads, and we will, like, you can't do that. You can't just go up and down. It's just like, it's really fucked up. Okay, you gotta have the same energy throughout the sentence. And I'm not saying emphasizing, I'm saying energy. Okay, it's like the energy is different from emphasizing terms. You obviously have to emphasize more on some words than and less on others, right? That's obvious. But here I'm talking about energy, and energy is different, right? It's the energy that comes from your voice. It's the tone. It's the loudness of your voice, right? So yeah. And overdo lip movements. This one just goes hand in hand. This one just goes handy with the first one, like speak clearly. So when you overdo your lip movements, people can understand what you're saying. Okay, just like it makes it easier for them. Okay, so if you're the person who speaks faster, this one and this one would really help. Okay, now let me just get into the script. Okay, cool. So just to preface this is a script for the lead generation niche. If you're in any other niche where you do AI appointment booking or like you build AI callers, you can just customize this to your own liking. But these fundamentals still apply, because like throughout the script, all we're doing is just like we're introducing ourselves, asking for permission, which shouldn't change really at all. The current situation questions will change, right? So these are just like us getting an understanding of their current situation and pains and stuff like that. So like we go, what kind of ideal projects you're looking for. This just gives us an idea of like what they're looking for, obviously, and what kind of projects they're doing right now, which is, this one's a good question to ask, because like if this is different than this, then there's a problem there. Okay, and then the next one is like, what are you doing to get the leads? And obviously like you can replace this with whatever you sell, right? So like for us, it can be like, what are you doing to get appointments, right? Next one, have you tried anything in the past to solve this problem? Obviously you need to find out if they were burnt in the past. If they were burnt in the past, they would have a fear that would probably stop them from making a decision in the future in the sales call, right? What's your crew size? This is just us getting an understanding as to if we can help them, right? And yeah, this is the same, like how many miles, pretty similar, right? Now the pitch is very dynamic. Okay, I want you to understand that the pitch is really dynamic, and I stressed on this before as well, but it just depends on like what you have heard throughout the call so far. So throughout these questions, whatever you've heard, you're just placing them in these in the pitch. Okay, so let's say for example they've told you that they've worked with an agency in the past and they've had to chase leads, and right now they just don't have any leads. They're just relying on referrals, and they need more leads right now, so that way growth can be consistent, and their goal is to get to $1 million a year, but they just don't have any other sources to get the leads. Okay, now the way I would pitch this guy is like, all right, man, so from what we have discussed here so far, I do feel like we can help. So just to give you a rough just to give you a rough idea of what we do is we get you guys those exclusive leads, so that way you don't have to chase leads. All you have to do is just start the system, and we'll take care of the leads for you. We will get the leads, and a person from our sales team will call the lead and will qualify the leads for you every single day, and we'll make sure that the lead will show up to the estimate. So all you have to do, man, is like, all you have to do is show up to the estimate and close the jobs. And I guess, would that help you in any way? So this is the question that we ask at the end of our pitch, okay? And this question is like a very, very, very important question. It's the biggest needle mover, because when you ask them that would your product help them in any way, what you're doing is you're not assuming if it will help, because you're asking them if it will help in any way. And the second thing you're doing, you're asking questions. Just coming back to my previous one, is like asking them questions and making them say that your product will help them, right? So what you're doing is you're asking them that if it will help you, and if you pitch them correctly, and if you customize the pitch based on their current situations, they're going to be like, yeah, of course it would help me. And most of the time they'll just start explaining how it will help. But if they don't, you can just be like, okay, in what way would it help you though? And then they'll be like, okay, yeah, if you get us the leads, you will have someone taking care of the leads, so I don't have to chase leads and X, Y, and Z. And now they are selling you on your product, which is like a big, big, big thing, right? And yeah, once they start selling you on your product, you know you've got them. And with this process, like this simple script that I have here, you will get them to say that every single time, okay? Every single time, okay? So now, once they've said to you like, oh yeah, your product will help me, it's the best thing, now is the time to put the call to action, book the appointment, and get them in to a sales call, okay? Now, because like there are like two ways of doing this. First way is you just say, okay, cool, let's book a call, and then let's speak maybe this week, okay? And then the second way is just telling them a reason as to why you cannot continue this conversation here on this call, and then scheduling another one, which is the way I like to do it, okay? So what I will do is just be like, appreciate the honesty, man. I really do appreciate that. Now here's the thing, man. I do have an appointment that I gotta attend in like 5 minutes. So I gotta run. So would it be okay with you if we continued our conversation maybe later today or tomorrow? Okay, later today or tomorrow. And always try to book them in as close to the appointment setting call as possible. They're more likely to show up that way, okay? So just try to book them in like not more than 3 days after the call, okay? Because they just become less likely to show up that way, okay? And just say that, and then they'll be like, oh yeah, of course, I would be open to continuing this conversation if you've done it right? And then you just book them in, and then you're good to go, okay? All right, so that's essentially the video. This document will be available for download in the description. So all you have to do, click the link in the description. Don't worry, it's not a funnel. I'm not going to put you there. It's just a link where you can go and download this script and this entire document. Hope this video helps you. If you have any questions, put them in the comments. I read all of them. And if you like this video, just like it so that way you get more videos like this recommended to you, and subscribe so that way you're notified whenever I drop another one of these value filled videos, if this was valuable. All right, bye.